After the success of Raiders, it was likely the audience would be begging for more, and like simps blowing their dole money on used knickers from OnlyFans models, they got what they wanted. And the results? Set 2 years before Raiders, we see Indy is in a swanky nightclub trading artifacts with a gangster called Lao Chi. But Lao Chi is a conning little cunt, as Indy's friend is killed, a shootout explodes, club singer Willie ends up embroiled with Indy as they both escape thanks to Indy's sidekick Short Round. They survive a plane crash by jumping out on a lifeboat, and they end up in a rural village whose sacred stones, as well as the children, have been stolen. So Indy agrees to retrieve the stones, obviously hoping to find some reward for himself. So he, Shorty, and Willie head to the palace, blend in as guests, eat the finest cuisine, before discovering the entrance to the dreaded Temple of Doom. They witness a ritual where a man gets his heart ripped out, and he, Shorty, and Willie gets captured. Uh-oh, how are they gonna get out of this one? Ford is still great as Indiana Jones, portraying him more of as an anti-hero, using his skills as an archaeologist for personal gain while still showing hints of a decent man, making his redemption more meaningful near the end. The rest of the cast are decent, but the chemistry between Indy and Willie isn't as convincing as the one with Marion. Willie can be annoying, constantly complaining, screaming, and it's a shame as Kate Capshaw is legitimately funny at times and is convincing as his prima donna in over her head. But credit for her toughing out the more squirm-inducing creepy crawly scenes. Ki Hugh Kwan, while also slightly annoying, is still fun as Indy's plucky sidekick Short Round, bringing an innocence but also a fun character. Quick on his feet, loyal, brave, but also brings a lot of heart to the role. And while Amish Puri brings an intimidating presence as main villain Mola Ram, he lacks the personality of Belloc. Amish does a great job, but he's just another cult leader who's doing very evil things. While Belloc, despite being a scumbag, still had a charm, even a hint of humanity towards Marion. There was even a sense of history between him and Jones, adding layers to the rivalry. But still, credit where credit's due, Mola Ram knows how to pull on the heartstrings. Eh? And also a shout out to the late Pat Roach, who I forgot to mention in Raiders, playing another heavy for Indy to take on, and an awesome fight scene with a very memorable gruesome death. As for the movie, it's hard to pin this movie. It starts off with a musical number, turns into a screwball comedy before going hardcore dark with ritual sacrifices, child slavery, and evil curses. But it doesn't take away from the more lighter moments. The fact it went so dark made the danger feel more real, suspenseful, making me worried that these characters wouldn't make it, making the experience rewarding once they finally made it through this dangerous journey. Spielberg and Lucas were both going through very, very terrible divorces, and it does show here because sadly it doesn't quite balance the dark and the light as well as Raiders did, which probably was one of the reasons why people were so split on it. But an epic score from John Williams, an adrenaline-pumping man-cart chase, and awesome special effects and set pieces, it still is a worthy addition to the franchise. It's nowhere near as good as the first or the third installment, but it's much more memorable than Crystal Skull and that absolute fucking disaster that's about to hit. Right, that's me done. I'm off to pub.